One, two. Are we live? Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. It's Temba Madima here. Well, today we're going to be chatting with Eddie van Wyk. The Americans would say Eddie van Wyk. But Eddie is going to be with us soon, so I'm just waiting for him to... welcome to BackChat. We're going to be talking all things athletics, life, It's just a matter of having a bit of conversation. Yo, Eddie.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm well, and you, man? How you doing?
So blessed, so blessed, man. Really busy,
Yeah.
but getting on to it.
I know you're always busy, man. You're always busy. That's why I said, if you want to get things done, they say always either find the laziest person, you'll always find a shortcut, or you find the busiest person, he knows how to get things done.
That's the way, brother. Thanks so much for having me today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, man. One of the reasons why we wanted you on, man, because I'm always watching, and I know, man, you're somebody who is inspirational, you're motivational, you're a businessman in the making. You train hard, you're an ambassador, so many things that you're doing, man. And myself, I'm always busy as well. So seeing young people like you doing the same thing, man, it's always inspiring. So yeah, big up for you, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So let's just get started, man. So obviously we on lockdown level 3 now. Happy level 3.
Getting hectic.
How have you been, man? How has training been? How has your mind been? How have you been during this? Feels like a whole year now, but it's been like 2 months.
Feels crazy. I think we're in day 63, day 64 now. I'm actually keeping track on my in my journal on how many days it's been crazy. I think lockdown has really been doing me good because I've really focused on doing the right stuff during lockdown and not going to lay down. So I've really been pushing myself, and it's been hard. It's been crazy hard to stay disciplined and stay motivated and stay inspirational during these times, or this time during lockdown. But it's slowly but surely going back to normal now, and I know because I put in the right type of work and the right type of amount of time in this lockdown, I know I'm gonna come out of this lockdown looking and feeling great.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about end of the day,
with myself as well.
No, absolutely, man. I've been following obviously a lot of what you've been doing. Yeah. And I think it's exactly that. It's just about making the best of the situation, make sure you come out mentally tougher, make sure you come out physically stronger as well, and I see you've been putting in the grind. So what are you looking forward to the most, man? I'm sure there was something that you put on your list of things that you want to do as soon as things open up.
As soon as things open up, first of all, getting back on the track, man. Because obviously our space has been rejected, so we couldn't have been going to tracks, we couldn't train, all that type of stuff. I have a couple of weights that I've been trying to keep myself busy with, and then obviously as soon as the restrictions has been lifted, I went out in the mornings to train between 6 and 9, but luckily the restrictions has been lifted up now, so I'm definitely going to train later in the day when it's hotter, because it's cold in the morning.
It's cold.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to get back on the track. That's one of the main things I'm excited about.
Absolutely. Big up to everybody who's jumping on and just watching. So we got what we're doing now. It's called BackChat. I think it's a cool name. We just wanna. I think there's a lot of athletics. There's a lot of the athletics that people don't get to see. What the athletes have to do. What it's like being a young athlete. Like looking at you. One of the questions I had on top of my list, and questions that I also get. For young athletes like yourself is, obviously coming out of the high school system, what's the transition like? Obviously, Coming from the high school system, stadiums are packed. Everybody knows your
It's
name.
massive.
Eddie, Eddie. You know,
Yeah, no.
you're like a superstar in your own world there. You know, and then
Yeah,
coming into like senior athletics, you're a 100-meter runner, so you're running against Akani Simbini. That's who you're trying to beat immediately. You know, just run us through that, man. How does that work, and how do you like transition? You know?
I think because this is my first year out of the high school system, going into out of school, university athletes, running against the seniors, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And massive. It's a big transition, and I think not even I was ready for it, because obviously throughout the year I went to the high school meets and I watched the high school meets, and I told my friends, like, listen, I miss this, because that's where you create yourself. But shows it's about each athlete's individual drive, because after school, now you don't have all the eyes watching you. You're not the big guy anymore. You're the small guy with the big dogs now. You get me?
Big dogs.
And that's where the motivation or inspiration should come in. That's where you should first start putting in the hard work. And I think it's all about patience as well, man. Because as a 9-year-old, if you're not like someone like Patsu, who has massive talent and runs fast times, I mean, that guy's going to be on the ball at 20, 21, 22. And he's already in the relay team, all that type of stuff. And big ups to him. But someone like me, I'm not there yet. So I'm just patient, putting in the work, keeping my head down, staying humble. And then, bro, I'm 19. There's
19.
much more years for me to run and perform. So I'm just staying patient and staying motivated, man.
Absolutely, man. I think the patience thing that you're talking about is the most important thing, you know, because end of the day, that transition is real, man. It's
big.
It's big. I mean, and if you don't set like bigger goals or slightly long-term goals, you know, you can end up getting lost in trying to find yourself. It just takes patience, man.
Definitely,
Eddie,
man.
I'm sure you've got a nickname, man. Tell us your nickname. What's your nickname?
It's Ed and Eddie, bro. It's between those three.
Ed and Eddie.
You know, brother.
Okay, cool, man. So now I've been good, man. You know me, I'm always a bit busy. Yeah. It's a different busy because it's I mean, it's been different, you know. Obviously less at athletics, but you know, I'm always busy with we built the website. I've been training as well. And also, you know, just keeping a positive space, man. I think it's so important in this time. You get so hungry, man. I think and hunger goes a long way, you know. That's what's gonna keep us going when you're going well, when you're getting close to the top, man. Being hungry to be number one, or if you're number one, you must be hungry to stay there. So passion and hunger keeps us going. So yeah, it's good times, man.
That's 100% true, man. I think for me, as a guy that tries to surround myself with big athletic performance, and then on the sideline some of my business performances and some other stuff as well, like spiritual performance, like trying to stay on top of my game spiritually and mentally, and keeping healthy. There's so much aspects. Athletics, if you're not a full-time athlete and you can't get income from it yet, it's so hard to juggle all these balls. I call it like, it's like juggling a couple of balls. So I have my athletics, and then I have business, and then I have my mental health, and I'm just trying to keep all of these balls in the air, bro. And it gets hard at a stage, but that's why it's important to stay in that positive.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I mean, just like you said, you know, it's just about, you know, I think it's important. That's why, like, you know, if you look at South African athletics, the nice thing about it is that you can go look at our best athletes in the country. You know, you can call them my name. All of them at a university, they've all got degrees or working towards degrees, or they enrolled for education or something. You know, it's our system in South Africa is just built like that, because I think until recently we never really understood what being a professional athlete in South Africa would look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In previous times, it was a bit different. You know, there was the Muraini Murauzis and those guys, Llewellyn, Herbert. You know, those are old dogs that I'm calling out. You know, and then now we look at obviously the likes of there's the Wades, Casta, Luvo, Akani. You know, we get to see that world again. You know, and I think most of South Africans aren't used to seeing what a professional athlete looks like. Even athletes, you know, it's like, oh, you know, in my mind, I've always thought that's what it should be. You know, these guys should be in magazines, TV shows. When they speak about the Springboks, when they speak Springboks, they must be speaking athletics. You know, because these guys are bringing back gold medals, silver, bronze, whether it's fourth, fifth, and these are top of the cream of the crop. You know, and I think we are moving there now. We still have some work to do, but I mean, it's positive.
Yeah, we do. Really, bro. I think we're getting used to it now, seeing all of these guys and training next to them. I mean, there's a lot of people training at Tucks and not even knowing they're training amongst professional athletes. So that's actually very, very cool, bro.
Yeah, man. I see you're getting a lot of love there. Big Eddie, big man Edward, Big Eddie, the boy Eddie. It's all these
some of my friends.
Yeah, your friends are coming through, man, and they're supporting.
Big love.
So, yeah, man. So, guys, if you want to send questions to Eddie, if there's anything you want to know, man, just drop the questions. We're gonna edit as we go. We're just gonna have a chat. We're not gonna be too long. We're gonna keep it nice and short. I know, Eddie, you're busy as well. So we're just gonna keep it going, man. So I'm gonna just ask like simple questions. Don't take too long, man. Just give it simply to me. Your role models. Who are your role models? I want you to do this. Give me a senior role model, and then I want you to give me somebody who is, let's say, under 20 that you can also look up to as well. Up and coming, like superstar that you see.
Okay, so senior role model, only one of them.
Just give me one.
Okay, senior role model, definitely, let's say Harry Eikens.
Okay.
He knows Harry Eikens, the 100-meter sprinter from Great Britain. Yeah, the big buff guy. He's known as the running bodybuilder, something like that. The reason why he's a big role model for me, he's also sponsored by USN as myself. But I really look up to him because he hasn't went sub 10 yet. But even though he hasn't gone sub 10 yet, he's made all the teams. He made his name. He does track and field as a professional sport, and he enjoys it, bro. His PB is a 10:04, and he gets all of the love and support, and he's happy, bro. Like, that guy's lifestyles, he's enjoying himself, and he's just happy with himself. And then as a senior role model, unfortunately he's 21, so he's not under 20. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Tembu Monareng, you probably know Tembu. He's one of my best friends. Because I'm so close to him, I see all of the work that man puts in behind the scenes, and we really have deep chats about the track and field industry. And that guy's mindset is ready to go, brother. And if it's not for that guy, I would have been off the track a while ago. So yeah, guy's really big, inspiring to me, and he's a guy to watch in the future, definitely.
Super. Yo, big up to Jumpers World. I see Jumpers World have tuned in. We've had a lot of good chats with the guys from Jumpers World, and thanks for supporting, guys. 2021, we're gonna do some amazing stuff. Even this year, just keep a lookout. We're gonna do some cool stuff with Jumpers World. All right, next one. Very simple, man. Music. What music do you put on when you get ready for competition? What gets you psyched up?
I like this one, bro. I'm a big music fanatic. Love music. I listen to music every day. I can't go without it.
What's on the playlist, Eddie?
All my playlists is on Apple Music, bro. I'll actually put a link on it on my Instagram page if people want to see it. But so my music routine for a race day would be like, I would wake up in the morning and I'll only do gospel music. From the moment I wake up to before I go for warm up. So even though throughout in the car, if I get at an athletics event, I'll still be full of gospel music. Just listen gospel music, just keeping the nerves down, keeping it cool, calm, and collected, know where I get my power. And then when it gets to warm up, then I created my own special playlist. I call it Showtime. Because then it's Showtime. Then a mix of a couple of nice trance beats, solid rap, R&B, you know.
Give me one song.
Drake,
one song.
All
one song.
The stuff. Yeah, one song. So there's this one song by The Script. It's called Hall of Fame.
Yeah, The Script is good. I like them as well, man. Those guys are cool.
Yeah. So they're not recent, but it's an old song. But the lyrics in that song and just the way it makes the way it makes someone feel, you listen to it, it really pumps up. So I'm really, that's my one song.
Dope. Big up, Christian. I see you. I am Krusty. What up? And then let's talk about movies. Man, you know, like there's a day before competition, obviously everybody's got routines. What movie do you watch, man? Like when you don't have to be down, like something that picks you up and you know it just gets you going.
I'm not actually a big movie watcher. If I watch movies, it would be action, and that's about it, brother. Otherwise than that, I watch a lot of documentaries because I like what information and learning and being insightful. But one of the documentaries I've watched like about 8-9 times is Usain Bolt's documentary, the I Am Bolt documentary. I'm sure if you haven't seen it, it's crazy, bro. And then Usain Bolt, obviously the best, fastest man in history. He explains in that documentary every single step he has been taken throughout his athletics career, and it shows you all of his highs and his lows. I mean, where he went to series, where he wasn't even sure if he was going to compete in the 2016 Rio Olympics, and then he came out of it and he won the 100 and 200, and they won the relay again for the third time in a row. So yeah, bro, definitely that's one of the all-time favorites I always fall back on.
Dope, man. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know, it's always nice. You want real stories, you know. You don't wanna, you know, like it's so difficult, you know. If you see a role model or you see a lot of top sportsmen, and they tell you need to work hard. I mean, that work hard thing it's not advice anymore, man. Everybody knows.
Like cliche to people.
It's hard. It's hard work either way, you know. But it's just a matter of if you get to see some of the processes of what they go through. That listen, it's normal if you go through this. It's normal to have fear and doubt. You know, imagine Usain Bolt having doubt of whether he can compete or not. You know what I mean? Which means if you're a young athlete up and coming as well, there's nothing wrong. It's just a matter of channeling that energy and just, you know, making it work for you.
Areas of your life.
Yeah. So just tell us, man. We're not gonna be much longer. Maybe another 5 minutes. What motivated?
It's chill, bro. We can talk.
All right, cool, man. What motivated you to like choose athletics? Did you do any other sports first of all?
From being small, I've always wanted to play rugby. I wanted to be a rugby player. You know, way back they had like these big ball trading cards where the rugby players were on the front of the card, and at the back of the card, like all of the details, the height, their weight, where they grew up. I was obsessed, bro. And I wanted to be a professional rugby player. So I was deep into rugby. And then obviously in primary school, when the athletic season started, you know, between all of the boys in the primary school, it's always like, who's the strongest and who's the fastest and all that type of stuff. So then I got myself into athletics and just started competing for fun, but also to compete with the boys, because everyone wants to know who's the fastest in the grade and second fastest and third fastest. And from then on, I started taking seriously. I was in primary school. I was like a long distance runner at first.
Oh, so it was
500, 800 meters.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was hectic. And then from there, I decided, okay, let's scale it down a bit and let's see how fast I can run the shorter distances.
Yeah.
Started looking good and I started performing there. I started putting in the extra miles and I saw myself in there, and then I took flame and I went from there.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. It's always good to hear. It's just, I think most, especially in South Africa, I think most of us, we always like lean towards like team sports. Like team sports are more. Yeah, well, if you're gonna look career-wise, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You have to compare. I think of it like this: you look at, if you're number 5 in the world, you know what I mean, or number 4 or top 3 in the world, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's almost very few team sports here in South Africa where there's a player who falls in there. Obviously, there's a few
That's
other
true.
obvious, you know what I mean. So to be the best athlete in the country compared to being in a soccer team where you're not even ranked that high, you can make more money.
Puts you much higher. It ranks you much higher.
Yeah, well, financially you're more stable. You can do things. You can, you know what I mean. It's just interesting.
That's
So
true.
I think that's the thing that people don't understand about athletics. Is like, it's either you're the best or you are hungry, or you're doing it for fun, or it's almost recreational. It's actually, it's tough. It's a bit unfair, but I mean, what I've learned over the years is that there's so many other avenues to pursue the sport because you love it. You know what I mean? There's going to Europe and running circuits there. I see a lot of South African young athletes getting chances to get scholarships overseas. They got degrees abroad. There's so much more the sport gives, and I think we just need to educate the athletes that it's not only being top 3 or being top 4 or making the relay team. There's other avenues. You can still be a professional athlete and not make teams, which you see a lot of in Europe, not as much here in South Africa, but those are the type of things, man. We need to just educate people and show them that there is another way, man. If you love it and you're really passionate about it, stop. You don't have to stop because didn't make the relay team or you got cut from a team selection, or you know what I mean.
I agree, Bren. That's why I named Harry Eikens as one of my senior role models, because even though he isn't ranked top 10 in the world and he only has a PB of a 10:04 on a 100 meters, but that guy, he made it as a professional athlete. And if he can run between 10:04 and 10:15 for a span of 8 years or 9-10 years over his all athletic career, he can generate himself a nice solid income. He can go visit all of the Diamond League destinations. He can qualify for the great relay track team, and he can go and compete in the Olympics or at the Tokyo the track and the relay. What they call it, the relays. Relays. You get what I mean, bro. And even though he is the best, but he made himself a living out of it, and he's living the life. He's enjoying it. He has a smile on his face, and he's just enjoying life. And if we can educate athletes on that terms to even not, well, I'm not saying don't strive to be the best. All that I'm saying is learn to be happy with your achievements as well, bro.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I like that, man. It's because, like, I mean, I can't think of one athlete in the world who still running that does not have a desire or the mentality of being the best. If you don't have that, it's crazy. Like, I mean, there's so many sports available, but I mean, if you don't have that personal desire, it doesn't mean you'll be the next Bolt, you know what I mean? But it just means it must be a desire to be the best, you know what I mean? And in that desire and hunger is where you will find your role, in the sport, your role in whatever it is you're going to achieve. You will learn whatever lessons, you'll get to travel,
100%.
It's all beautiful, man. Everybody's got a beautiful story to tell, man. It's not, we don't have the same story,
I agree, man. Each athlete has an individual story.
Exactly, man. So, and I think that the nice thing these days with social media and all these things is that more stories are being told. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait to be at world champs to tell your story, to tell about your training, about the work you're putting in, your mentality, your passion, your discipline, your focus. I mean, those are all beautiful stories to be told. And believe you me, man, when you're doing your thing on a day-to-day basis, You know what I mean? That there'll be people who look at you and they are motivated and they want to be like you. And there are those who are like, why is he getting so much out of this? You know what I mean? But it's because of the work you put in on and off. That's what makes up the rest of it. You know, that's what sells the package and brands, and products and sponsors, and people are attracted to all of that. You know what I mean? So it's there's so many ways, man. And I think we just have to just support each other, motivate each other, and then everybody gets to enjoy this sport we all love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all about the support, and that's another reason why I chose athletics as a sport. It's because of the work you put in. I've been, like I said, I always wanted to be a professional rugby player and all that type of stuff. And I played rugby until I was grade 10. So that was until I was 16. But throughout the years, what athletics is put in, it's about your individual effort. And if you're in a rugby team, there's 4 race. It's you jumping that jump or throwing that discus or whatever, bro. It's all about your own responsibility. And that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Our shotgun flavor, Mr. Tite, we see you. Jordan, or is it Jordan? We see you. Thanks for watching, guys. Just I'm gonna wrap it up now with just 2 more questions. So obviously you've told us about your desire for athletics and so on.
Yeah.
So the one of the things I wanted to find out, man, is you've told me we've spoken about talented athletes, right?
Yeah.
You said you mentioned Patu Chedzo.
Yes.
And you mentioned Tembu Munareng.
Correct.
So, man, I mean, I think it's just to almost wrap it up. I mean, I think it's such an exciting time, man. Looking at all the young athletes that are coming through, man. It's like there's like a new wave of like superhuman athletes
Crazy,
that are coming through South Africa, man. And it's so exciting because, you know, that's what's driving the passion and the love for the sport again. You know what I mean? And you know, like as Backtrack, you know, it's always been cool to see who is going to be coming up next, and you know which athlete is going to break out. You know, but you know, what's one of the things that you've enjoyed seeing on Backtrack, and what are some of the things that you think Backtrack can continue to do, man? I mean, we love the sport so much. We're a bunch of young guys that are just trying to give back to this sport. You know, some of the things we didn't have when we were much younger, and some of the things we want to see as well. I mean, we still have dreams where we can go. You know? So what are some of the things that you would like to see and some of the things that you like, you know? So
I'm gonna flow into this from a long perspective because I've actually thought about this earlier. But the things I've loved about Backtrack is that you guys started with the videos at the athletic meetings and the live streams and all of the cool dope edits you guys do with the athletes' names and the times with the ranks going down like this. It looks perfect. And I think that's where athletics in South Africa should go to. If you look at all of the countries in the world that's leading in the athletics industry, and we're talking about the US and Europe and all that type of countries now, all of them have these systems in place. So every single athletic meeting, there is a guy with a camera doing a live stream and recording the videos and putting up the times, looking all professionally with all the sponsors down at the bottom. That's how it should be. And I believe we as South Africa, as a country that is still growing in the athletic industry, we should strive to do that at as much and as many athletic meetings as we can. I mean, it's gonna be hard because there is so much meetings when it comes to school meets and senior meets and league meetings throughout the weeks, type of stuff. I believe if we can start giving each and every athlete that recognition of, or just like getting their name video with them seeing their name and the time that they ran, it's going to motivate them to get there again and get there again and get their ranks higher. Yeah, bro. And I think as us as fellow athletes that try to grow the sport, we should enhance that and just be positive about it and motivate athletes or people to join athletics. I mean, I get on a monthly basis, I get a lot of DMs or questions about how do I train and what do I train and all that type of stuff. And I got to tell, all that I tell everyone is, sorry guys, I'm not a coach. I can't give away my programs. I have my own coach, and the programs is mine. Not being selfish, but you get me. Like, I can't give up all my programs, and I believe if there's athletes out there that wants to become better athletes, they should be connected to coaches. So what I really thought about is, if there can be, if to grow athletics in South Africa, I believe there should be a system that's created specifically for coaches. So let's say there's a website created for coaches. Coaches can upload their own profile on there. So let's take a great coach in South Africa, a coach like Henny Kriel. Okay, everyone knows who's Coach Henny Kriel. He's created so much Olympic athletes, all that type of stuff. It's only an example. So Henny Kriel goes onto the website. He uploads his profile. Henny Kriel, nice profile picture. With all of his achievements, he's created so many Olympic athletes, so many SA champs. He has so many SA records, all that type of stuff, with his necessary contact details. And then every athlete who wants a coach in a specific area. So that's only Pretoria, because Henny Kriel will fall under Pretoria. But let's say you're in Cape Town, or let's say you're in KZN, and you're looking for a coach. You should be able to go onto that website, search in your area for good coaches, see what their achievements have been, and you should be able to contact that coaches to tell them, listen, I want to become an athlete, or I want to test the field to become an athlete. Can you? And
absolutely, man.
Way I believe we can grow athletics in South Africa, because we're always striving to become the best, but the best are the best here in South Africa, and the guys that aren't in the mix here struggle to get there, and then they lose motivation. So we should give them the platform to connect to coaches to help them get here at the top.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. That's how I believe we can go out of our ways to just grow the athletics or track and field sport in South Africa. I believe that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Shout out also to see Athletics Ramal is here, and we've got Adam Mayo. Mayo also said he left a comment saying, true that athletics should be made more extravagant. Backtrack is doing a major job on getting this right. And that's what it is, man. I mean, it's all about, we I see Reinhard from Rensburg saying, nice jacket. Thank you, Reinhard. I will give it back to you when I'm done. We just wanted to make it fun, man. Like, forget about all these technical and all these hectic things, man. Our role was just to come through. Let's make it fun. Come run a classic shootout. You know what I mean? You were in high school, and we all know that experience. But come experience it as a senior. You're much smarter. You know how to handle the crowds better. It pushes you for performance. Like you said, just giving people recognition, man. We'll be bringing back Athlete of the Week again once everything is open. Everybody wants to see who the Athlete of the Week. As well as, you know what I mean? We've got a new website, guys. Go check out our website, the Backtrack website. Over there, you will see races. You can go check for some SA records. You can see all the content we've got there. I mean, it's major. Digital stadiums that schools can contact us if they need digital stadiums for their schools and their sports. That's what we're trying to do. We just want to create more exposure for the sport. We wanna make sure that everybody can benefit. Young athletes, whether you're 13 or 14, we want you to be able to be seen. You recently joined EC Active Athletics Club as well. Obviously, it hasn't been the easiest season, but I mean, you know, even with EC Active, you know, like we try to just put the athletes out there. You know, a lot of our athletes have ended up going to America or many other universities because they're able to be seen. You know, they've got races that they can get from Backtrack, and they've got people that are just backing them and helping them to just be out there. You know.
Yes.
So it's just about having fun, man, and
it's all about the exposure and just the smile on the face.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. But yeah, I think that's the most important thing, you know. But yeah, you know, really appreciate your time, bro. I appreciate you coming out here.
Thanks, man. Much for having me.
We'll do this again in future. We'll talk more athletics. We'll talk more. There's so many things we could have talked about. You know, there's still the business side of the things. There's the modeling. There's the ambassador side. But I think just starting here with athletics, it is the first one. You know, you're the first person we're talking to on BackChat.
No, brother.
Yeah. So keep a lookout. Thursday we've got somebody else coming through. You know, everybody who's watching, just come watch and see what we're doing. And yeah, let's continue to do that, man.
I'll definitely keep an eye out. Thanks, bro. I'll give you guys some exposure as well on my page because, as I said, it's all about the exposure and just letting people see where the sport is growing to and how the people behind the scenes is also doing. So yeah, I'll do my best from my side.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for watching. Renat, we see you, Athletic. We see you, Dylan Gray, Mayo, Lisa, Broncorsti. Thanks a lot for coming. Megs, Sepusite, Jordan, Caitlin, Pablo, Christian, Krusty, Jumpers World, Kumbu, Rosito. These are just the people that commented. Kyle James, Miguel, Speedster, Scotty, Sevarzo, the man from the Free State, Christian, Jessica. I'm not gonna get to all of you guys, but thanks a lot for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys.
If you have any questions, you know, like just ask the questions, and we're gonna deal with them in the next installment of BackChat. So thanks a lot, guys.
All good, brother. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, cheers, man. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.